Hi, I'm Jenny Clift, and today in the spotlight, I'm really excited to welcome Judith Janzen, who's a singer with a very important mission. Welcome, Judith.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Thanks a lot for inviting me, Jenny.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you. So I'm excited to get on to hearing all about what you're up to. So before that, I'm going to just read your bio so people know where you're from and what you're all about. So Judith is a Canadian-born renowned singer. She's a CVT coach and the founder of her Vocal Success Studio. As a certified CVT coach, and CVT stands for Complete Vocal Technique, with a holistic approach, Judith's vocal biohacking concept empowers professional and semi-professional singers to refine their developed skills for a successful and fulfilling career on stage, as well as discovering their very own unique vocal presence and the freedom and unlimited possibilities of singing through, wait for it, cross training, bel canto con belto. So, Judith is a renowned singer in her own right. She performs classical to contemporary music, and she offers singers the essence of her many years of experience as a singer on stage and as a teacher backstage. Judith believes that anyone can learn to sing and also rid themselves of bad habits. Her vocal biohacking and cross is a game changer. In addition to offering in-person coaching in her studio, Judith's online courses have been proven to help singers of all styles and genres, from absolute beginners to professionals. So once again, welcome, Judith, and I'm really excited to talk to you and find out all about all this stuff that you've got
Oh,
going on.
yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, let's start off. I know because I've talked to you, 2022 has been one of big changes for you, some big challenges, and lots of amazing success. So, do you want to just speak to that a little bit?
Yes, just shortly, I'd mention that I had a musical theater school for 13 years, which had to close because of the COVID um, pandemic. And that was a big decision that I had to make at the beginning of the year, a difficult decision, a heartbreaking decision. It felt right when I actually did it. And after that, I knew the reason why it felt right, because the second half of the year just kind of exploded with opportunities. I joined in on the artist leadership program of Sandro Janka and
Mm.
had a support team working beside me, with me, and supporting me in my efforts to stop the pity party and get going, moving on with new things. And I must say one thing that about COVID, which was a positive thing for me, it helped me during the time before that to get into online coaching, which I love to do. And so it gives me the opportunity to teach around the world.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And one thing I love about you, and you say the pity party and everything, and you know that all for feeling our emotions, acknowledging our emotions. So I think a good pity party at times is great. But then, yeah, one thing I admire so much about you is your ability to move through it and then start. And you say opportunities, but really you've created those opportunities for yourself, and it's something which I think we can all be inspired by. And once we've dealt with the tough stuff. Yeah.
Yes, well, I included in my support team, as that's the way I see it, was getting to know you, Jenny, and your support in the inner work, and not crawling back into my making myself small,
Mm.
just becoming visible. And I learned so many wonderful, um, comforting, I would say, um, tools from you, which help me to stand up for myself. And I thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Well, that's something to celebrate. It really is. And
Definitely.
now I want to ask you about your mission, but before that, I really need to ask you about vocal biohacking and cross training for singers, because I love these titles, but they don't mean anything to me.
Well, I'd love to just say a few words about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
please.
um, well, I studied opera and the whole classical thing, and but I always dabbled in the complete vocal technique by reading the book from Catherine Sadeline, etc. And at one point, just before COVID, 2018, I made a big decision. I'm going to go for it. If not now, then when? And started my studies, 3-year studies at the institute, the research institute in Copenhagen. And that is complete vocal technique is doesn't is considers all the possibilities that the human voice can produce,
Wow.
and covers all from CCM to
What's CCM? Sorry, I'm really ignorant.
contemporary commercial music
Got it.
to
Okay.
the classic and everything between.
Brilliant.
And it was difficult for me to leave my perfectionism, which of course I lived all my life as a classical singer,
Of
and
course.
be spontaneous and allow myself to improvise and even bend vowels and things like that.
Ooh,
And
daring.
yes, very daring. But it's all about making it sound authentic, and that just also is what you do. You lead us to our authentic selves, and that kind of gets covered up at certain stages in life. So it's about being authentic and singing and making a sound that's authentic. And so that's why complete vocal techniques is in a healthy manner. That's the very first priority. We can sing in different genres. And so I spent the last months putting together my training from CVT with my classical training. And that's why I've put it under the rubric of vocal biohacking. And cross training is more or less the same thing. It's about stepping over the borders and doing both sides now, as Joni Mitchell sings for us.
Oh yeah, wow, amazing. I love that so much. And yeah, I have to say I really can feel this as well, because as a violinist, and I trained as a classical violinist, and I've worked with lots and lots of orchestras, symphony orchestras and chamber orchestras. But my last job before COVID was working in a musical here in Madrid. I was the violinist in this musical, and I loved it. And I love being around that kind of atmosphere. And for me, that kind of music was very satisfying, even playing the same thing for 200 performances. I loved it. It was so much fun. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, and I love this being able to cross over, as you say, and embrace all different genres and everything.
Yes,
So
yes.
amazing. Yeah, so tell us about your mission now, Judith, because this is important. I mean, the other was too, but this is
Well, these things have kind of developed within this last half year. I decided, well, in July, at the same time, more or less, that I had to close down my school, I also turned 70. And I think all singers will probably, and yeah, artists in general will agree with me in the fact that age is something that we we're confronted with it almost our entire life, our entire career. And I'm sure, I don't know how far back when I started thinking about what's it going to be like someday when I have to stop singing because our society, well, I almost say I had the feeling sometimes that our society demands that. And, if you're at an opera house, if you're lucky, you might be able to sing till around 50, age 50 or so, and then and of course I definitely had the idea that we need to make room for the young people, the up and coming stars. But and so I more or less never talked about my age and tried to get through this how should I call it? Challenge. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And especially after my studies in Copenhagen at the Institute, I just had the feeling my voice bloomed through this connection with cross training.
I love it.
It did so much for my voice, and
Yeah.
then I just started
Yeah,
singing
because
for myself
can
again.
yeah, but just thinking about that, I mean, obviously there's the physical apparatus, and as singer, you know, I've worked with lots of singers, and of course you are your instrument, so there's all that.
Yes.
But so much of it is psychological, so much of it is emotional, and so developing both the holistic, the body approach, and presumably using your muscles correctly and all the rest, but also allowing it for yourself seems to me, then
Yeah.
we can expand the possibilities so much.
Yes, it's all about attitude. And if your attitude is, oh, I'm 70, I'm not allowed to sing anymore.
Or
Um,
50 or 40 or yeah.
or exactly going back in that direction.
Yeah, yeah.
So I decided, okay, I'm 70 and I'm gonna, I'm not gonna hide that anymore.
Nice.
And let's have a party. So I've called my mission Birthright 52.
I love it.
And I'm working at getting a band together, an ensemble together of instrumentalists, and doing some work in that direction. But also, as I posted yesterday, I would just love to sing a Weihnachtsoratorium, Bach, in this Christmas season. So those are just, I just want to be on both ends, and it's not an attempt to get back on a big stage. It's about just allowing myself to be me. That's why I'm here. That's why I started all this, is because I love singing. It's my passion. And if somebody says, oh, I'm so glad that I don't have to keep my voice active anymore, or, you know, it's a hard job. You have to keep working at it.
Yeah, all those scarves wrapped around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm teaching every day, and I just feel so great in form as far
Yeah.
as singing is concerned. And I don't know why I should stop singing.
I love it. And certainly, yeah. And for me it's so inspiring as well. And you know, I talk to many singers who are really concerned about this, and really, you know, and it feels like, as you said, you know, society, oh gosh, there goes my makeup. And society is you know, telling us we've got to stop or whatever it is. And there's so much more than we can do. You mentioned Christmas. Just talk to me a little bit about Christmas, and that will lead into where we can find you online, and something very special that you and I have collaborated on.
Yes. I'm a Christmas freak. I do admit that. I've always been one. You can see the 2 stars hanging in the back there. Well, they hang there all year long.
Oh, I thought they were special for today, Judith.
No, I'm sorry. I have to admit they are not. And part of Christmas, especially in Germany, I didn't grow up with that, but Advent calendars are something really special. And I have 3 sons, and 2 of them have birthdays directly before Christmas, 2 days apart. And I have 4 grandchildren, and 3 of them have birthdays in December. So I have at least 5 birthdays in December that also are part of the Advent time. And so I made, I don't know how many Advent calendars I made when they were children, and at least 7 or 8 with friends. And Oma was living downstairs at that time. She got one too. And so Advent calendar is something that's really special for me, and I've saved them all. I have more calendars. I could make a shop for Advent calendars. So I decided to do one with vocal biohacking and explaining it a bit. And then I got the idea on the special days to sing. And my web designer, he's just such a wonderful person, and he is also a musician at heart. And he came over and we recorded 6 songs. And the first one, I'll just try and make it short. The first one is O Come, Emmanuel. And this is so dear to me, because when I was a little girl singing in our girls' choir on a farm in Canada by 40 below, that was the song that we would start singing in the basement in the church at our Christmas concert. And we would all walk up the stairs and
With
go into the
candles, no,
vestibule
yeah.
with candles, exactly. And I had for 30 years, I had a children's choir here in Germany, a very prominent children's choir that I led. And we did exactly the same. And if you can just imagine going into the cathedral in Speyer, where I just led the cathedral singing school, and we did it there too. So it's just part of my life. And now you've come and listening to this song on the calendar that you registered for,
Yeah.
and sent me a recording of you playing the obligato for it. I was just, well, that blew me over. So
Yes. So I just to add, yeah, I listened to you singing, and I just whipped out my violin and thought, right, I'm going to play an accompaniment, and so I've added it to there and made a little video of it. So I'm going to put that on afterwards, because that's going to be great to for people to hear you singing. And
such an honor. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
no, it's so great to collaborate. Just before I add that to this interview, how can people find you online? So, and I'll of course put links down below, but just in your own words.
Yes, that was another part of the second half of 2022, was creating the website.
Yeah,
And
it's never too late. It's so good. Yeah.
yeah, it was a hard job. And I decided at one point to make it a little easier and just do everything in my mother tongue. So it's a Canadian website translated into German, and it's just a vocal success studio. You just have to be careful. In the middle, there's 3S,
Okay.
success studio.
Success Studio. Got it. Okay.
.de, of course.
I'll put
And
the link down below. Yeah.
yes, right.
Cool.
And yeah, there the advent calendar pops up at you at the very beginning, and so it's a
Yeah, you have to sign up, and then the links are clickable,
right.
aren't they? Yeah, I love
And
it.
like I was telling you before, you can open door 24 already if you want to, just like you can eat the chocolate.
Tut.
Not that somebody's wondering what's happening with the doors that all go open at your click. It's but enjoy it. It's I think it's putting together everything that happens before Christmas in a blessed way.
Okay, so it's so fabulous. So thank you so much, Judith. It's really great to talk to you, get to hear more about what you're doing, and wishing you a very happy Christmas and a just amazing 2023. And thanks again for being here.
Thank you so much, and I'll be tapping with you all the way. Thanks a lot, Jenny.
Oh yes, I wanted to add, I have a 21 days of tapping series on my YouTube channel for websites. Did you know that? So I have tapping rounds about every single page you can imagine on a website.
Oh my goodness. That is a gift, I'll tell you. I don't know if there's a topic or a theme that you haven't tapped to. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, so I'll add that down as well.
Oh yeah, great.
Okay, well, lovely to see you, Judith, and
Have a great day.
yeah, really good to talk. All right, bye-bye.